Methodological principles of using international experience to ensure the transparency of decision making, legislative regulation of public consultations in Ukraine. Relevance of encourage the intensification of national scientific discourse on the modernization of the legal regulation of public consultations at the level of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine committees. Factors. Events within the conference on the future of Europe. Practical orientation of European scholars' publications who study in detail, meticulously, and promptly legislative and law enforcement practices in the field of state interaction with the public. Discussions on the quality of bills number 7453 and number 4254 lasting in Ukraine more than 3 years. The difficulty of international standards and best practice implementation in any sphere of public relations, in particular attempts to regulate the order of public consultations in Ukraine. Encouragement understanding of the factors that complicate the creation of an effective legal mechanism for citizens to exercise their constitutional right to participate in the management of public affairs. On the example of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, we can talk about the existence of significant problems in communication between the state and stakeholders and citizens in general. A lack of political will to expand the inclusiveness of the decision-making process, in particular in public financial policy. Critical remarks of stakeholders without submission of proposals and initiatives, as well as their unwillingness to compromise and their lack of activity, political and commercial involvement, and unprofessionalism. Unclear position of state bodies on certain issues and formal answers to inquiries. Low level of trust in the Verkhovna Rada, non-systemic communication, etc. Use of international experience in any field, not mechanically, but based on the methodology. Participants of methodology development, Ukrainian scientists, professional experts, relevant public associations. During its preparation, it's expedient to pay attention to the following. Legal culture as an important factor of social and legal changes. Specific historical circumstances in which Ukraine is currently. Features of the legal system, etc. The methodology of using international experience should also contain a list of promising areas of activities to bring national legislation in line with international standards. In the context of standardizing the procedure for organizing and conducting public consultations in the committees of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, the study proposed the following. From the philosophy of paternalism to the philosophy of cooperation between the state and citizens. Consideration of the public consultations regulation in the context of the general problem of creating an effective mechanism for citizens to exercise their right to participate in the management of public affairs, which requires, for example, unification of legislative terminology. Modernization of the participation procedure elements for interested parties in the discussion of draft laws, which are considered by parliamentarians already enshrined in the current Ukrainian legislation. Thank you for attention.